Hi, today we're going to understand how we can create PDF files on automation from a simple Notion form. As you can see in the background, today we have at will employment agreement form. And once a user fills in the entire details in this particular form and they click on submit, the responses go to the responses side of view in this particular database. I've already gone ahead and have created two dummy responses in this particular form, which I'm looking to convert to PDF files. And I want this to happen completely in automation. For this, I'll be using a tool known as PDFOutput. This helps me create PDF files on automation using a Google document and a Notion database. You can use this entire automation setup to create reports, invoices, contracts, certificates, or even quotations from your Notion database. So let's understand how this will work. Click on Create PDF and quickly sign in with any of your account from the list. So I'm going to quickly sign in and then we will understand how the automation will work. So I've already signed in. Now I need to add the Notion database. After that, I need to add the Google document, which will be used for the automation setup. And finally, I need to map all the properties of the database onto the document to create the PDFs on automation. So let's click on the drop down and click on Add Notion Database. And I need to simply copy the database title from here, which I can add to the screen to add the database. So whenever you're adding a database, simply copy the title of the database and then click on next. You have two options. You can go with the default template which I've already provided. So this will create a copy of a database onto your workspace, which you can use for the testing purposes. We do not want to do that. We want to add our own database. So click on select pages and again click on select pages. Now simply paste the database title over here, which you have just copied. And now you can add the particular form which you want to have in order to be able to create PDFs. So I just added at will employment agreement form and you will be able to see that being added over here from the selections over here. Now whenever you're adding a database, I always recommend to enter the database title inside the search pages to be able to add the database. Do not add the database by selecting these top level pages which may contain a database inside. This is not a useful practice and it may sometimes do not give you the correct database which you're looking out for. So your experience will not be smooth. Thus always add the database by entering the database inside the search pages, which will allow you to add the database correctly. Alongside this, if your database is also having any relation properties inside this, so let's say at will employment agreement form is connected to database A and database B, you need to add at will agreement employment agreement form as well as database A and database B over here. So always add all the relational databases which are connected to the main database through the search pages as well. If you add all the relational databases, only then the PDF file which will be created will have all the relation and roller properties visible. Otherwise, the relation and roller properties will not appear in the PDF file created. Thus, always add all the databases which you are using, including the relational databases through the search pages. Having considered that, let's click on Allow Access. And now I will get access to this at will employment agreement form, which I can use for the automation setup. Sometimes your database may not load up correctly. So if that happens, simply click on reload database or refresh the page once so the database will then load up correctly. Okay. So let's see if our database is appearing. So we do have at will employment agreement form, but it is not, if it is not appearing, simply refresh or reload the databases to make it appear on the selection screen. Now let's scroll down. You can see all the properties of at will employment agreement form visible over here, which we can use for the mapping section to create the PDF files. Now let me add a new Google document. So click on add Google document. I have two options. I can opt for any existing document which I have on a Google Drive. So if you click on this, it will give you an option to add any existing document which might be present on a Google Drive, which is not the case with me. I need to create a new document altogether. So I'll click on add Google document and I'll click on add demo document. Now this will create a demo document with all the properties automatically mapped onto the document. So you can see a demo document has been created over here. Let me remove this part which I do not need. And right now you can see all the properties of the at will employment agreement form are automatically mapped over here one after the other. So we have like the company representative signature date, compensation details, all everything that you see over here are automatically mapped inside double curly brackets one by one. So when the PDF will be created, the employee name will be replaced from the employee name value that you see over here. Similarly, the respondent value that you see over here will be replaced from the respondent value that we have over here. So everything will automatically be mapped and the placeholders will automatically be replaced one after the other. So once this is set, what you can do is, if you want to manually map any properties onto the document, so let's say I want to add the benefits part. Okay, so I will just click on copy. It will copy the benefits part. You can go to the document and simply use Control V or Command V on your keyboard. So you can use Control V or Command V. This will help you paste the property onto the document live. So you can copy and paste all the properties onto the document wherever you want to have it, and it will be instantly mapped onto the document live. This can be used in that aspect as well. Since everything is automatically mapped, I do not need to do anything. Few additional things before we create the PDF. First is PDF file name. So I can define how I want to name the PDF file. I want to name the PDF file by the employee name. So I will select employee name from this drop down, which will create me the PDF by the employee name value. Okay. After this, what I also have to figure out is I also need to see the database. So if you see the database on the very right side, you have two additional columns. One is generate PDF, one is PDF file. So if anything is set to ready to generate over here, the PDF file will be created only for those specific records, and it will be stored over here in the PDF file section. So mark your records as ready to generate whichever you want to convert to PDF, so that the PDFs get generated right over here. So once everything is in place, I will click on download PDF, and now my PDF file will be downloaded onto my downloads folder, as well as it will be saved in the PDF file section right over here, which I can use to view. So the first file is already out, and now you can see the file is stored over here. Let me click on this, and you will be able to see the PDF file created right over here inside the PDF document. So everything is automatically mapped with the values from the database. Let's see the second one. The second one also has all the values mapped with the database, and you can see both the files created properly with all the values correctly mapped. Okay, this is how PDF output helps you create PDFs. But the beautiful thing is that once everything is correctly set up, click on setup Notion automation, and now the PDF generation process is forever automated. This means you do not need to come back to PDF output ever again to create the PDF files once more. What you need to do is, whenever a user submits any response over here and it gets added over here, you can simply mark the records as ready to generate, and the PDF will automatically be stored right inside the database. This removes the need to juggle between PDF output and the database to create PDFs. So you do not need to touch PDF output ever again, and all you need to do is, once a record is added, simply mark it to ready to generate, and the PDF will be created right over here in the PDF files. This happens hands-free and is completely automated method, removing the complexity of using this tool to create the PDF file ever again. I hope this explanation was helpful to you. If you still have questions, use the chat bubble at the bottom and send me any message with your issues. I am also available at the contact section, so you can just go to the bottom page of the main page and click on contact and send me any message with your issues. I'll be happy to resolve that. You have an option to book a free